So let me show you guys. First of all, you can't see the whole thing, but it flashes, and then it flashes even faster. This is like the best dollar I've ever spent. Awesome. Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Edshara, and today I'm doing the end of the year book tag. I was tagged by one of my newest bookish buddies, Shannon, and this tag was originally created by Ariel Bassett, and I will leave links to both of their videos down in the description box. And there are 7 questions in this tag. You know I already have them written down, so let's go ahead and get started. Question 1 is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? And the answer for that is no. Most of the books that I've read this year have come from the library, and I like to try to read books within the first 21-day checkout period that I have, just because if somebody comes in and wants to read that book and they put a hold on it, I would hate to have to return a book that I didn't get a chance to finish. So I either try to read books within a certain amount of time, or I just DNF them completely. And question 2 is, do you have an autumnal book to transition you into the end of the year? And the answer to that is no, I don't have one specific book. I usually stick to kind of a seasonal reading list. So for instance, in October I read mostly spooky books or mystery thrillers, and this month I'm reading mostly Christmas themed books. So while there isn't one specific book that I like to read, I do try to read books that are seasonally themed. And question 3 is there a new release you are still waiting for? All of the books that I want to read or I think I would love are already out. There were a couple of new ones that came out this month that I added to my Goodreads want to read shelf last month, but they're not anything that I think I have to read right now or that I need to buy right now. So as of right now, everything that I would like to read is already out. And question 4 is, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? And if I had the time and if I was in the mood for these books right now, I would definitely want to read Dear Martin by Nick Stone. This is a book that follows a boy named Justice, and he has a couple of different run-ins, I think, with the police. And it's kind of in the same vein as The Hate You Give, and since I loved that book, I definitely want to give this one a read. I just have not gotten around to it yet. I would also love to read A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine. I got this one a few months ago from the thrift store, and I picked it up because I've never read this classic and I wanted to correct that. But now that the trailer for the movie is out, I haven't watched it because I don't want to spoil myself potentially. So I definitely would love to give this one a read. If not this year, hopefully before the movie comes out. And then the last one is Noughts and Crosses by Malorie Blackman. I have had this one probably since the beginning of the year. It follows Sephi, who is a member of the dark-skinned Crosses, who is the ruling class. The Crosses are the ruling class in this book. And then Callum, who is a member of the colorless Noughts, and the Noughts used to be slaves to the Crosses. So it's sort of a twist on history, I guess you can say. And I've heard some good things about this. I know it has some really good reviews on Goodreads, so I would love to dive into this. I just haven't gotten around to it this year. And question 5 is there a book you think will shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I'm currently reading Christmas themed books that are sappy and cheesy and, you know, full of potentially unrealistic romance. So I don't think any of those are going to knock me off of my feet. and dethrone any of the books that I've already chosen as my favorites for the year. So, no. And question 6 is, have you already started making reading plans for 2018? And the answer is yes, I have. One of the things that I definitely want to incorporate next year is the TBR jar. I've seen a few people have these and I'm really interested in it, especially since after going several years where I wasn't buying any books, or I bought maybe 1 or 2 books for a whole year, I bought a lot of books this year. And well, I don't feel guilty about it because I got most of them either deeply discounted or as used books. I don't really like to have a lot of books on my shelf that I haven't read, and I feel like a TBR jar will help me with that. Also, Shannon mentioned the Pop Sugar Challenge in her video, and I've always been interested in those challenges, but I've never really committed to any of them, so I would definitely be interested in looking at that and seeing if that's something that I can kind of work in next year. And the last question, question 7, is who do you tag? Now this is a hard one because I've seen quite a few people that I follow do this tag, and so it's hard to remember who has done it and who has not done it off the top of my head. So I'm going to cheat and not tag anybody, but if you watch this video and you're interested in doing this tag, please feel free to do it and say you were tagged by Edshara from Shara Me with Books. Thank you for watching, guys. Until next time, God bless. Bye.